Okay, now we are going to move on to creating a pattern like this. So on my, let's see, I'm just going to go to this one. There we go. So I have created my interior ring, my exterior ring, and extruded that central part to create just a plain rectangular ring, and I'm going to be working off of that in order to create a patterned ring like this one. Okay, so the next thing, after I have like whatever ring I want to create my pattern on, I am going to decide what type of shape I want my pattern to be. So in this case, I used a hexagon, and I want to create a sketch of that. So whatever I want my pattern to be, I'm going to go ahead and sketch that. And I again want to do that from my top view so I can kind of line it up here on my ring. So create sketch on this plane. I like to turn it so I'm looking at it straight down like that. Okay, so now I can choose my tool I want to create, or the type of sketch I want to create. If I wanted to do a circle, I can choose a circle. I can also choose an arc or an ellipse if I want something a little different. I use this polygon tool to create my hexagon. So I have 3 different types of processes I can go through to create a polygon. I usually just choose the first. It's a little bit easier to get lined up, so it's asking me to place my center point, and then I can, right now I have chosen 6 sides right there, but if I wanted an octagon or something different, I could change that. I'm going to keep it at a hexagon, and actually I think I want to put it this orientation this time. Okay. So now I have my hexagon. It's a little bit, it's not perfectly centered, so if I want to, I can move it. Again, I hit my M key, so my move copy menu comes up. Or, how else do I find it? Right click, move copy. So if I double click that, I will select every single line. If I do not double click it, I will only select one line, and I want all 6 of them so I can do the whole shape. And I'm going to just bump that up. Of course I need to do it just in some tiny increment. I never changed the active units in this file to metric, so ignore my inches, it should be millimeters. Okay, that's a little better. So I'm going to go ahead, I have my hexagon, I'm happy with it. I'm going to select finish sketch. And now I have my sketch, and it is like right in the middle of my world because that's the plane that I sketched on. So I can move it in a minute, but first there again are multiple ways to create this like hollowed out hexagon form. I went with, I can extrude it and then shell it. Let's do that. So extrude. I want it to be thick enough to like cover, depending on what kind of ring you're wanting to make. If I wanted to make one that's like this, I actually want it to be fat enough to cover the thickness of my band. If I just want it to kind of be a surface detail and have a normal band in like that it is on top of, I don't really need it to be that thick, but we can adjust that later. So I'm gonna just, sorry, I should close some of those. Have it this large, and then go ahead and shell, and I want to shell that surface and then shift and click the back as well. So the top and the bottom. So now I have this kind of shelled out form. I might want to make those walls a bit thicker. Oh wait. Well. Let's see, 1.5. Okay, I'm just being picky now. Okay. 0.1. Okay. And it's a little bit thicker than the one in my other ring, but I'm gonna go ahead and move that now. So again, my M key, or I can right click on anywhere in my screen and select move copy from there. I'm gonna move this guy up and rotates to my right view so that I am I want them to be overlapping. 1, 2, 1, 2, 5. 2, 2. Okay. So now I have this little detail, and if I wanted to, this is good enough for the project. I can just add one little sketch. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. It can just be a geometric ring. But if I want to continue this around the exterior of my ring, I'm going to use my pattern tool. So create and then pattern. I want to create a circular pattern. So what object do I want to be in my pattern? I want my hexagon. What is my axis? It's this central one straight through the middle of my ring. And then I'm just gonna put as many as I want on there. I can have them touch, I can have them not touch. I want them to overlap a bit. And it's kind of hard to tell. I can always edit it later, but I think that might be too much. Okay, I'm gonna do 14. See what that looks like. That looks okay. I might add one more. I'm being picky. Okay, so yeah, this is another option to just add some detail to the surface of your ring. If I want to have them cut through, I do need to make one little change because they need to completely intersect my band right now, and right now they don't go all the way through my ring. So I do need to go back in here and edit that feature, make it a little taller. Boop. Edit my move. Oops. Why aren't you letting me? There we go. So that it completely cuts through and completely, overlaps that guy, and hit OK. So if I want to, create this kind of hollowed out, that one, this form, that's what we're doing right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and combine all of these hexagons into one body. So select one and hold down my shift key. Alternatively, I can do them all at one time. Also, if that's not working for you, I can drop down my modify, select combine, and then just click on all of my actual bodies. Oops. Oops. Okay. Join. There we go. So now all my hexagons are 1, and I still have my ring, which is 1. And I'm going to combine these and cut. Okay. A split body and not a combine. Duh. Okay. So the body I want to split again are my hexagon, my little hexagon ring right there, and my splitting tool is the interior of my ring. So this little guy right there. So there you can see it's cutting, and it's cutting right on the ring size sketch that I made. So I can hit OK. And now it has cut it, so that bottom part is the part I don't want. And I can turn that sketch back off again and my origin back off again. And this is what I have. Ta-da! So a ring, a geometric ring that is a little bit more everyday wear than those other sculptural ones. So yeah, if you guys want to do something a little more simple, you can do something like this. Do something a little bit different to make it your own. So just play around with the sketch that becomes the pattern. You can even like do 2 and offset them so you can get a little bit more of a honeycomb